I want to thank you all for coming out to the pre-reception, to the town hall. What a great showing for that town hall. Thank you to all the groups that set up booths and tables. I think that's a wonderful thing. I'd like to have more of that. Thank you, Mike, for helping facilitate that, Mike Vecchio. To have community groups at all of our town halls is a great idea, and we're going to keep doing that. It's a good tradition to start. But the reason we're here tonight, besides the town hall, is because this is the second Brookhaven birthday. The city of Brookhaven is 2 years old today. So let's give ourselves a hand for that. When I look back on the first few weeks and days of the starting of the city, back in that December, we talked earlier tonight about how not having a clerk is something that we never realized would be a big problem, and it was. And we have a great clerk now. City manager, we were shaky on that for a couple weeks, and we've got a great city manager. We've built our police department. We started that in record time, and they came online July 31st, 2013. That was 1 year after the referendum. And I think all the things that we didn't know when we first started off, and that we were scared about, stormwater. I talked about that last night in the council meeting, how scared we are all of this. What are we going to inherit with this stormwater system? But Richard Meehan, our Public Works Director, has done a good job, and Marie has done a good job of managing that stormwater fund to make sure we have security when it comes to our stormwater issues. But and parks were something we didn't know what we'd find when we started maintaining the parks. We found some things that surprised us. A lot of lack of maintenance over a couple decades. But we've come through all of that. We've had some bumps in the road, the pink pony being one of them. Good Lord, none of us had any idea when we ran for office that a sexual-oriented business ordinance was something we were going to have to tackle, and all that ensued with that. So we've learned a lot of lessons. We've grown as a council. Thankful to have John Park with us. Thank you, John, again. John is a great voice for Asher Park, Drew Valley area, not only because he's intelligent, but he thinks for himself, and he says what he believes, whether you agree with him or not. We agree on most things, but we don't always agree, and he's done a good job of putting his foot in the sand when he needs to and telling folks this is what he thinks. So we love having that voice on our council. Additionally, I'd just like to say, being mayor for these past 2 years, I want to say a thank you to all of you for all the input that you've given me, good and bad or neutral. It's been I've grown as a person, and it's been very fulfilling to be the mayor of this city. And when I see the great things that we've done, and I see my kids walking on a new sidewalk or playing in a brand new gymnasium, or I see people driving down newly paved streets, and people come up to me in the grocery store and saying, "Thank you for paving that street." Or at the Live in the Park Music Festival we had in September, I had a gentleman come up to me in a wheelchair. I was walking up the street going to one of the food vendors, and I had this tug on the back of my shirt. And I turned around, I didn't see anybody, and he said, "No, down here." And it was a fella in a wheelchair who he wasn't crying, but he was a little misty-eyed, and he just wanted to tell me how much he appreciated the fact that we had built sidewalks to where he could get around in his wheelchair and come to that event. He was so thankful for that little, just a couple sidewalks. And it meant so much to him. And so it's those impacts that you don't realize what kind of effects you're really having when you're doing things for your community, that really help spur you on and help keep you focused and motivated to do your job as an elected official in the city of Brookhaven. So this is a great day. 2 years. We've got nearly a $4 million reserve. We're spending $3 million on parks this year, $3 million on paving and sidewalks. We've cut the millage rate. So all the fears we had about the finances, I think, have been pushed aside and dealt with, and we know where we are. It's provable. We have a bank account. The check's cash. We can move forward and take care of things that we need to take care of. And so that's a thank you to you, the citizens and the taxpayers of the city of Brookhaven. So thank you to the staff, Marie and Susan and Jerry and Richard and both Susans. And I just want to tell you I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank each and every one of these council members up here. You have a great city council. They all have their talents. They're great people. They want what's best for your city. That's what their motivation is solely, is what's best for the citizens of Brookhaven, the taxpayers of Brookhaven. So thank you all for coming out to celebrate this birthday with us. Thank you for being Brookhaven supporters. And all I can say in the future is go Brookhaven. So thank you very much. Well, where we've been, started in December 17th, 2012. We had a lot of unanswered questions about whether this city was viable, could it survive, could we get a police department up and running that was effective in a short amount of time, and we have done that. We have 2 straight years of finances now to look back on and realize that we have enough commercial in this city to support the services that the people expect and need. Our police department, I believe, is second to none. It's growing a little bit this year as the police department has requested, which is something that we were always flexible about. And I think the security situation in Brookhaven has improved dramatically. We're finding out about more crime that was happening in Brookhaven that maybe wasn't been reported, but we're having, we at least have an outlet and a venue to turn to, which is our police department, to make sure that our citizens can be safe. Our parks, we started off with uncertainty about our parks. We just have ownership of them for a year, and we've dealt with some maintenance issues that we didn't necessarily expect, but we're moving forward with that. We've got a great relationship with our county government, and we're moving forward there. So 2015 is going to be an exciting year for the city of Brookhaven because we've got $3 million to spend on parks capital alone, $3 million to spend on paving and sidewalks alone. That's not including the operational budgets for those departments. And I think that's what the people of Brookhaven who voted for incorporation and some who are unsure about incorporation, what they expect most. They expected park improvements, paving, sidewalks, and police. And I think we're really doing well with all those 3 major elements. So I'm excited about that aspect now and going forward.